Hello, investors. It's Tiffany Hilliard, the co-founder and the owner of Invested in She. I'm here with you today because in my morning time today, I thought about 5 kinds of relationships. And I have been in all 4, but I haven't been in that last one. So I wanted to share that with you guys today. So number 1, the first kind of relationship that I've been in, it was the inhumane relationship. How do you know that you're in it? There's no compassion for your misery or your suffering. And as a human, you should empathize with pain. It shouldn't be sadistic. It shouldn't be brutal. It shouldn't be barbaric. When you think of an inhumane relationship, I want you to think of Celie and Mr. in The Color Purple. Now, some of you girls think a toxic relationship is an inhumane relationship. Don't get them twisted. Personally, I have no tolerance for inhumane relationships. If I see any of you guys in one, believe me, you're going to hear me say something about it. I'm going to try to stop it, okay? So if you're in an inhumane relationship, get your ass out of it as quickly as you possibly can, okay? Number 2, the second kind. Okay, so number 2, the second kind of relationship is an abusive relationship, okay? And these relationships aren't really physically abusive. If it's a lot of physical abuse, that is inhumane. That ain't even, you have to step up to get to an abusive relationship. An abusive relationship typically has no physical abuse. It don't have none of that. Ain't nobody dragging nobody down some stairs. Ain't nobody kicking nobody. No, they got to treat you like a human first. An abusive relationship tends to be extremely offensive and insulting. It has no regard for your boundaries, and it tends to be oppressive. It's like being in jail. It's like you have to give up everything that you want and that you desire in order to be with them. So remember that. In an abusive relationship, it's like sacrificing yourself. So if you've watched Waiting to Exhale, remember old girl who married the rich guy and then she blew up his car in the end because she gave up her dream, she gave up herself, she became the model woman for him, and then in the end he went off and got somebody else? That is abusive. He wasn't beating her. He wasn't like, he wasn't doing any of those things that are inhumane, but it was an abusive relationship because it killed her soul, okay? The third type of relationship, toxic relationships. I'm gonna talk a little bit about those. Toxic relationships appear to be normal, okay? It's like you look around and you're like, oh my God, they're a good person. I really like them. And you could, because they have good things going about them. Toxic relationships are more like slow death. They're like somebody has bitten you and you don't know what's wrong, but you guys, you love them, but you're not really connecting and you don't know why you're not connecting, okay? Toxic relationships are filled with limitations. It's the kind of relationship that's going to take work. It can be healed, but it's going to take work. But it's going to take work on both parties, okay? It's like you're not on the same page. And if you've ever watched She's Gotta Have It, She's Gotta Have It. All of Nola McGee's relationships are toxic. Being in a toxic relationship does not mean you're necessarily with a bad person. It's just that you guys cannot see eye to eye, and it's bringing some form of resentment, some form of animosity, some form of negative vibration into your life. That's what toxic is. If you are in a toxic relationship, you can choose to either heal it or you can choose to get a different kind of relationship. Here's the fourth kind of relationship, the committed relationship. And this is pretty much like marriage. It's like marriage, right? So it's when 2 people have decided to work out their problems together because they have a common purpose or a shared goal. Like, hey, we're going to stay together because maybe we have some things that we need to work out. We're still committed to working our things out together. Now, being married and being in a committed relationship are not necessarily the same thing. Sometimes they're not hand in hand. Sometimes you can be married and be in an abusive relationship. That's not committed. Committed people say, hey, I see something's going on with you. I see something's going on with me. Let's work out our issues together because I want to make you better. And I know that you want to make me better because we have this common purpose and this common goal that we are both working towards, okay? So that's what it is. It's really like a really healthy marriage. And I'm a big fan of committed relationships. I really, really am. But then there's the last kind of relationship. And that is the lifetime relationship. And when you see this person, it's like your soul shifts and you know that you're going to be with them forever. You just know it. You don't care what nobody say about it. You don't care about none of that. You just know that you're going to be with them forever because you want to share your life with them. You know that you have to experience this thing called life with them. They make you better. You make them better. When you think of lifetime relationship, think of think of the Notebook. Think of the Notebook. It's like, hey, we might grow apart, but there's something about that person. I don't care who I'm with, is that person that I'm forever thinking about. And I got to figure out some type of way to get back with them. Think of Edward and Bella in the Twilight Saga or something like that. But those are what lifetime relationships look like. I hope you girls really understand the 5 different kinds of relationships, and I pray that all of you guys experience lifetime love. Talk to you later. Bye.